everybody, and welcome back to another Minecraft Survival Let's Play episode. I'm starting off, well, right outside our house right now, and I've got some pretty fun plans for this episode. I want to add a new building to our little village world. If you couldn't tell by the name of this episode or by the screenshot, I want to build a like super smelter. I want to build a furnace array. And I'm pretty excited about it because I've been wanting to do this for a while. We've been using the one that's upstairs in that chimney area for quite some time now. And, well, I think it's about time we did something else. So I was thinking about somewhere over here. We may level this level off right here. We may cut this down a level so that it's all like one level, that we get it all down to this level right here. Maybe cut all this away. I want to keep this hill to a certain degree. We'll put something on top of this hill maybe and have it lead down to the water or something like that. But once the hill is done, like as of about maybe here, we might cut all of this down so we have a big flat space, because I think this building is going to have to be pretty big to fit a furnace array system like that. But before I can really build that, I guess I sort of need to know what I'm going to build. And right now, I haven't really finished designing what I want this furnace array system to look like. I've looked at a few online and on YouTube, and I like some of them, but some of them I don't like, and I don't know, none of them quite do for me what I want mine to do, or maybe functionally they do, but they're too long, or they're too they won't quite fit right in the world that I'm building over here. So I'm just gonna try to do it myself, but in order to do that, we're gonna have to cut over to the redstone testing world that I've got, our creative world, in order to see what we can make happen. I'll probably do some designing off camera and then bring you guys in when I have something to actually look at. So I guess while you guys are over there checking that out, I am going to keep chipping away at this grass over here. And you guys go check out whatever I decide to come up with over in my creative world. And when we get back over here, maybe we'll actually start building it. Sound good? See you guys later. So I've been working for a while over here, trying to figure out how I wanted to do the smelting system, like our super smelter. And this was my first thing. You might recognize this circuit because this is what we use to load stuff in our mine shaft. But I decided this wasn't really what I wanted to do. This didn't really work like I wanted it to. And yeah, there was just a bunch of stuff that I wasn't liking about this. So I moved on to this, which I kind of covered up just to see what it would look like all covered up. And I don't really like this either. There's some problems with it. It feels too long. I didn't want it to be so long. I wanted it to feel a little more self-contained. And the chest is awkwardly all the way down here. I didn't really like this. So then my third try is this one. And this basically uses the same technical things as this one with one addition, but it has a better layout. So what happens here is I've got 16 furnaces in total. I've got 4, 4, and then 8 on this side. And it gives almost an exact U-shape when you add in the fact that I need this space for this circuit here. But the way it works is you can see I've got minecart, I don't know what I'm saying, minecart rails going behind the furnaces and on top of the furnaces, and this one delivers fuel, which I put into this chest so I can access it. I access it through this chest, and it drops through the hopper into there. And then stuff that I want to have smelted, I put in this chest. And that stuff, once I click this thing right here, both of those minecarts take off, and they go like that. And then I turn that off when I'm ready for them to return home and they've dropped off all their stuff. And then theoretically this is full of stuff now. And then it finishes smelting and I can walk over here and hit this lever and that one will go out. And if there's anything that this one picks up, it'll automatically stop here to drop everything off before it continues, but it hasn't picked anything up right now, so it's not going to do that. And I just turn the lever off when I'm not using it. That way I don't always have minecarts running. It's easier than having to build this whole system right here, which obviously can stop the minecart, but it's a lot more redstone, it's a lot more complicated, it's a lot bigger of a circuit that I didn't want to have to fit in 3 separate times, because that's what I would need. I would basically need 3, or I guess just Yeah, no, I would basically need three. I would need to use that circuit 3 times in order to stop the minecarts automatically. And I figured, why not just use a lever? You know, there's 16 furnaces, which means that if I have a stack and I let it go there and back twice, it's taking in that whole stack, right? Because it gets 16 on the way, 16 on the way back, and then that makes 32, and they do it another time, and you've got a whole stack, which means that this thing is totally operational. I've got these redstone lamps here to tell me when these things are on or off. So right now this is off, meaning when the redstone lamp is activated, the minecarts are going. This one is actually the reverse. Maybe I'll try to figure out a way to reverse the signal. But this one is the minecart. The light is on when the cart is staying still, because of the way things kind of worked out. And it was the simplest thing to do. And I might keep it that way. That's probably okay with me. It's a little bit strange, but yeah, I think this thing works pretty well. I think it looks pretty good. This is obviously this doesn't have any decoration on the outside of it. What I ultimately want to do is, you know, take some blocks. I don't know what kind of blocks they would be, but I can build up and around it, you know, like so, and just have like a little bit of a what do you call it? Like a little dip inside here to access this stuff. And then the same thing will be true for the furnaces, because I want to be able to see the furnaces activating like that. So it would probably be, you know, oops, something like that. It wouldn't necessarily be with wood, but I would be able to access all these panels. I could click this on and click this off. We wouldn't see so much sky back there. I would actually try to cover in this this chest a little bit. I obviously couldn't cover it in entirely. I think I would have to use something like slabs or something up here. But even just that, I think that looks pretty good. This stuff over here, I could almost completely... Oh, don't destroy it. I could almost completely cover this over. Oops. And then just have, like... Oh, I don't know. I could replace this block with whatever... needs to go right there, right? And then I could place like a stair block in here. Yeah, I could place like a stair block right there so you would hide the hopper and we'd still be able to open the chest, have control there, and then this could literally all be just like solid wall of whatever kind I decide. Just cover that in. I think this, it's obviously getting dark now. But yeah, I think that would work pretty darn well. And if I want to, I don't know if I would want to still have... I guess I would want to leave the furnaces so that I still have access to them. Because when this thing is switched, when the light is on, I guess you could call that XP mode or something like that. Because that would mean that I could come through and manually pick up the stuff and still get the XP from the furnaces. Which would be cool. So we could do something like that. And I'm just trying to get a feel for what the corner would look like. Something like that. There'd obviously be quite a lot of space right here. I could do something with the corner like that so that it wasn't quite as bulky and sticking out so much. We'll see. I don't quite know what it's going to look like yet. But I think it'll be pretty good. I'm going to get rid of these wood blocks, you know, so I can actually see my design. And I actually want to start collecting and building on my world. Because I think that this is a pretty cool little device, and it's taken me quite a while to design exactly what I wanted, but I think this should work, and I think it should probably fit in the space that we want. I'll count and make sure. I'll count how much space we have over there, and I'll count how much space that this thing takes up, but I think it should fit. I think we can make it fit. And yeah. Anyways, let's cut back over to my actual Let's Play world and maybe start getting at least something built. Alright, well, we're back on my survival Let's Play world, and this right here should be the amount of space we need for the entire contraption. And I set ourselves up just a little bit of a workstation here with some of the stuff we're going to need. I'm actually surprised how few stuff we're going to need. I must be forgetting something, but so far I can't seem to figure out what that might be. Oops. So far I can't manage to figure out what that might be, so I think we must be doing okay. But yeah, I think we're going to build it this way so that the front of it all the loading areas are right here. That makes the most sense to me because I'm thinking we'll probably, well, I mean, let's think about this. Which way do we want to come in from? Let's think about which way the path will come from. I feel like I want it to be facing away from the hillside because I don't really know what I'm going to do with this hillside yet. Yeah, so we'll do it like this. This makes the most sense to me right now. So that'll be where our chest is, and then actually let me get some rails because that's important right now. I'm going to try to do some of this stuff on camera, at least as much as possible. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then that should be all of the, well, no, I guess we'll keep this stuff running right here. But let me grab the furnaces so that I can keep track of where my furnaces are in relation to everything. 1, 2, 3, 4. This right here should be where our initial stuff goes, at least for our first side. We'll have a redstone lamp right here in this space, and a hopper going down into this chest right here with one more powered rail on it, and then this will be a little redstone system I have set up, or will have set up to take and compare our output from that hopper. So let's actually grab some of that stuff and set some of that stuff up. We'll need a hopper and some of these other redstone devices right here. Definitely need a redstone torch. Stick the hopper right there and that right there, and then we're going to want to take a comparator output from this hopper. So we want to know when there's items passing through this hopper, because if there's items passing through the hopper, we don't want to have this rail on. We want to leave the rail off so that the minecart will stay here and offload everything that it has. So whenever there's items passing through this hopper, we're going to want to rewire the signal all the way back to here. So if I go like this and I stick our repeater right there, you can see there's no items in the hopper, which means that turns off. But if I go like this, you see it turned off for a second? If I go like that, it waits until it has all the items and then it turns back on. That's exactly what we're looking for it to do, and it is operational right now. So that's perfect. The other thing that we need to do to that is add in, we can add in our redstone lamps, and we can add in a lever. So there'll be one redstone lamp right there with a lever right there, and the other redstone lamp will go right here, which means I guess there'd be a lever right there. That should be correct. I'm not sure about that lever. In fact, I'll steal it just for now. I think it goes above there, but it might not. So let's just figure this out. Our next step will be adding in these rails. So there'll be a furnace here. That'll be the first of our furnaces. 1, 2, 3. Right? 1, 2, 3. Is that right? Oh, I just measured it, and this is too wide. I accidentally did this 9 wide instead of 8 wide, which is why I'm getting really confused what's going on here. Well, good thing. Now I want to go find some grass to fill this thing in, because that's kind of annoying. Yeah, it's going to bug me. I'm going to go find some grass. God, that is so funny. I could not for the life of me understand what was going on for a second there. I thought maybe I'd measured wrong or something. There we go. Okay, so now let's actually build this thing. There should be a rail right there, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then, actually I don't know what kind of rail it's supposed to turn into there, but I do know that on top of all those powered rails go these, oh, not there. These furnaces need to go on top. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, just like that. And then we also need to use these to stick a couple blocks just right there, because those blocks are going to go there. I guess we could put blocks here too. I don't know if I put them there before, but I didn't put them there on that side yet. So that should be all of our furnaces in place, which means now we need to start doing hoppers. I guess I'll start with the hoppers that are going on the inside. Oops. And I'm just coming through and sticking a hopper on the back of every single one of these, and then we're going to go through and stick a hopper on the top of every single one of these, which means I need a way to get up there, because this is going to get pretty annoying if I can't get up there whenever I want. Also, I probably need to sleep soon. So I'm just going through, sticking hoppers on top of every one of these furnaces. This is, by the way, it may not, like, it didn't look like that much in the chest when I put everything inside this chest, but it's a very expensive project just because it takes up so much iron for the minecart rails, and, well, mostly it's gold for the rails because I'm using a lot of the powered rail, but then also all the iron for the hoppers is really quite a lot. So, yeah. Anyway, let's think about this. We're going to want to put, I guess it would be a powered rail. Well, let's think about this. I guess we should put some powered rails on top of these hoppers now. Something like that, and then we can stick regular rails in the corners. I guess that makes sense. And then we're also going to need some blocks down here somewhere. I guess there and there with a regular rail, and then... Am I already out of powered rails? I hope I have more in the chest, otherwise I'm going to have to make more. Unless I have like almost exactly enough, I might not need any more after this. That would actually be pretty incredible if it turns out that I had the exact correct number. Here, let's put a block here and a block here along with a block there, and well, I meant to put one up there too. There, and then we can take away this one and this one. And yeah, let's find out if we successfully power these two with a lever right there. We do. Okay, so then that is where that lever goes. We were correct. But we're also going to need a block right there with a torch there. We're going to need a block right there with a torch there. And a block right, let's say here, with a torch there. Doesn't really actually matter. And then the other thing we're going to have to do is get underneath every single one of these lines and make sure that we have enough space to put a lever. There we go. I've got one of those powered. Let me get the other two powered, and then we'll keep working. All right. All our rails seem to be powered, at least to a certain extent. I think we'll need... let's take a look at this, actually. We are going to need just a little bit more. Do I have any more in the chest? I feel like I need just... I only have one more... Oh, goodness. We've got plenty. Okay. Great. I'm feeling great, then. Let's see how far out we can bring this line. Oh, we can bring it all the way out? Okay, we'll do that. And then with this one, we're going to need to do these ones up here as well. So we'll need to stick a block there and a block there. And there and there. And then we're going to need to put them, well, I guess it actually have to be here, 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 and here, and I could take these ones away. So that ultimately we have something that looks a little bit like that. And the reason we have that, in case it was unclear, is that we want to continue out these like this so that they run into these blocks and then bounce back, right? And we can just keep those powered like they are. We don't need to add any more powering over there because it reaches all the way to the end. And then, so let's actually start checking over what we have done so far. So theoretically, we let this lever go, and our minecarts travel down here. All these rails are powered, and they all complete. And they would go all the way over to here, and then they would bounce back and come all the way back this way. And let's say we turned this off, then they would stop here. Okay, so then that one works. And so does this one, it seems. Are we like done? Is this pretty much all we have? Because I'm not seeing a lot left that we actually need to do. Let me look over my notes and some of my, like I took some screenshots of the thing that I built just to make sure that we have everything, but this might be just about everything. I don't actually know. Let me check. All right, I'm feeling pretty good about this. It looks like all we actually have left is adding in our loading area. So if I put this there and then, oh, yep, okay, I have two chests. This there and this there, that gives us the loading area that we need. Let's go find some mine carts and we can actually add in the mine carts to see that this thing is functional. So we're gonna need 2 chest carts, mine cart with chest rather, and 1 with hopper for the collection. So let me see what we can do here. So the one with the hopper needs to go right there. And then the one, yeah, let's see, where's that? I need a block. We need 1 with a chest right there and 1 with a chest right there. Then I can take away this block, and I'll bet you this thing is now operational. I bet that's all we really need, which is really quite cool. Let's test the functionality of the minecarts to start with. So this one takes off, and we should see it come all the way over and then all the way back and return and stop right there. Perfect. And let's test the other 2 as well. They both take off, they both bounce back. They hit every single furnace, and if I stop this, they should return. And boom, that works. And theoretically, just to make sure, let's say we put a few blocks into this one, into that chest. It should load into this minecart. Yes, it does. And the last thing we have to do is actually try to smelt something. So let's go see what we can do. We should be able to find something we can smelt. Alrighty, I picked up some blaze rods and some sand. That way we can make some glass really quickly and see how well it works. So what I want to do is I'm going to wait for these blaze rods to actually enter into the system. So that's something you kind of have to do beforehand. I could start the system already, but it really wouldn't work all that well. So I'm going to wait for these blaze rods to get in place. And then and while that's happening, I'm going to sleep. And when we come back, we can give this thing a test and see how quickly we can get it all to work. Okay, it looks like all the blaze rods are now in the minecart, so I'm going to let it go. I'm going to let it go through the system twice. So here is 1 time, and it's on its way back now, so this should be the 2nd time in total. And that means that we should have 4, because I put in a stack, we should have 4 blaze rods in every single one of these furnaces. Which is really, really good news that this is all working correctly. Like, it absolutely is. Every single one of them. Even the one on the end? Perfect. Okay, so then the next thing we're going to do is actually test it with the sand. So we're going to throw a thing of sand in here. And once again, we're going to let it go through twice. It's been through once. I'm going to flick off the switch. And it's going to come back and stop here. And it should be empty now. Good. And we should see, yeah, we've got, well, 4 in each, and some of them have already been turned into glass, right? And it's going to do 2 more. And at any point, if we want to, we can come back here and flick this switch, and it's going to run the other minecart, which will pick everything up. And I'm guessing that by now, it's done, or at least pretty close to done. So I'm going to throw this switch. Our minecart's going to go. And it should come back and drop everything off. And theoretically, it'll drop off a full stack of glass right now, because it should have picked everything up. These things are still burning because we're burning blaze rods, which can do much more than 4 items. They can do like 8 or 12 or something like that. I don't really know. But ooh, we're up to 39. And this thing has a little bit left in it still. Yeah, I bet you this thing is completely functional and in working order. What good news that is. That's like fantastic news. I actually really like that. Now what I kind of want to do is at least cover it up a little bit. I don't know if I want to do a full decoration. I might just do something. I like the stone brick look, though. I mean, clearly, I've been using a lot of stone bricks in this series. 64 glass right there. That's perfect. That's exactly what we're looking for. This whole system is 100% operational. We have a working super smelter. And we didn't even use quite all of our resources. Look at that. There we go. We had 9 hoppers left over, almost a full stack of rail, of each type of rail. Yeah, we're doing just fine. I'm really happy I was able to afford to do all that, because this is actually a pretty expensive build when you count in all the hoppers, all the rail, all the mine carts. It's quite expensive, but I guess we're pretty late game ultimately right now with what we can afford. So let's think about trying to well, maybe I don't know. I don't know that I think I might want to do a decoration episode like of its own. Like we're gonna do one big decoration episode where we cover this thing up. We may provide some redstone access to the back so we can come in here and access the back area, and then we may kind of encase the rest of this thing and then put an actual building around it. I want to build like some kind of like forge or blacksmith type thing around this that's all aesthetics. So we can come over here and maybe at some point, I don't know if we'll do this, but there is a chance at some point that I try to come up with a way to automatically send stuff from our room over there to somewhere over here so that we can put them in here really easily. So we can like, oh, we need to send that over to get smelted. So let's make like, you know, an underground item aqueduct that comes into here or something like that and drops the stuff off somewhere in this building so that we can actually, you know, like use them in our smelter. I don't know. We'll see. There's one thing I want to add right now. It's a really simple, small addition, but I think we're going to end up needing it. And it goes right in here, just like that. Because once we cover up this chest, it's going to be covered right here and on this side, so we're only going to be able to access it right here, which is fine by me. And yeah, this thing is totally in working order, and I'm a really big fan of what's going on here. I think I am gonna say that we're gonna call the episode here, but I'm pretty proud of the way this thing turned out. Let's do a little outro so we can actually see it. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in today. I hope you liked this and everything that we've come up with here. I really like it. I really like what we've come up with. I might do a little bit of work on it between episodes, but we'll do most of the build for the design. For like the building and what this looks like in the next episode. So look forward to that. Hit the bell icon if you want to get notifications. If you're not already subscribed and haven't already hit the bell icon, which you should, because I'm going to keep producing awesome content. But yeah, leave a like, subscribe, do all those cool things, and thank you. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being your beautiful selves. I'm really excited for everything we're building. I'm really excited to finally have this super smelter up and running on our world. I'm excited that we got to build it together instead of me just kind of throwing it up here and then showing you guys after the fact. I hope you guys enjoy these kind of redstone technical build things that we do. Sorry, I'm just like bouncing up and down here, constantly hitting the shift key. Anyway, you guys keep being your beautiful selves. I will see you guys all next time. Thank you so much for watching.